So we're here with John Smee of Qualcomm to talk about 6G. Great to see you, John.
Great to see you as well.
So when you look at 6G, the big picture, take a step back here, what's got you kind of most excited right now?
Yeah, so in 2026, what I'm so excited about in 6G is that we're laying that foundation already today. So if you look at our technology demonstrations at the booth, we're really about driving 6G to improve communications, to look at the future of AI, the future of compute, and then also opening up new applications like sensing. So it's really exciting to see that momentum of 6G already starting. Qualcomm had a huge multi-company press release about that 6G momentum driving to that standards in 2029, initial deployments in 2029.
It's super exciting to see the foundations in technology and then the potential use cases and application that will come out of it.
Absolutely, and it's one of those things where we have to do the hard work, right? So I have a huge engineering term who's already been working on 6G for many years. And so here at MWC 26, we're bringing a lot of that research into light. So how are we improving capacity with technologies like GigaMIMO? How are we improving coverage? Incredibly important for cellular networks. But then also how are we improving things like latency, reliability? But you're putting all that together because in our view, the future of AI is connected. And that's going to need cellular connections, much more natural user experiences. User devices are changing, agentic personal AI. So we're designing 6G to enable this agentic AI personal experiences, and then also unlocking and opening up new physical AI, industrial experiences.
Yeah. So when people think about 6G as AI native, what does that mean to you and what can we do with it?
Yeah, AI native first and foremost means we're designing 6G for a future of connected AI. We want to make sure 6G is going to serve the AI applications and devices of tomorrow. So we're designing that both on the consumer side for basically personal agentic AI, new types of user experiences, and then also looking at the physical AI, the training. So AI native really means that we're taking an AI first approach to how we design 6G. How do we deploy 6G? How do we operate 6G to make sure it's more efficient, both from a spectrum utility standpoint, a coverage and capacity standpoint, but then also an operational financial standpoint.
Yeah, I love this idea. We're going to have AI applications, AI-enabled network, and the kind of combination of these two things, let's hope it's going to give an amazing experience to all us customers or whoever's using it.
Absolutely. I mean, in my view, AI doesn't just live on the device. So at Qualcomm, we're a leader in low power on-device AI, but it's also just recognition that AI lives from the telco data center all the way to the devices. So from the cloud to the edge to the device, AI really is an end-to-end story. And that's why connectivity is so important. You're going to have new types of differentiated services, quality of services, because you're going to have new types of user experiences that are going to rely on connectivity. So it's really exciting to see all the different pieces coming together. And here in Barcelona, you see that energy. You see the way hyperscalers are talking about 6G. They were part of our press release. Or you see the way infrastructure vendors are looking at 6G, the way global operators are looking at 6G. So it really is an ecosystem story saying, we recognize the transformational powers of AI, and how does that intersect with the 6G connectivity needs of tomorrow?
Yeah, incredible energy, I agree. And I suppose then as we're looking at you're talking about the R&D work you're doing, it's moving into standards. What are the kind of signals and signs that the industry, the ecosystem is kind of all pulling, coherently together, as it were, and sort of on the similar track to each other?
Yeah, I would say the first great proof point is that standards have already started. So we're in the Release 20 study item for 6G. We're already debating the radio designs that are going to go into the 6G system. We've also had a lot of great 6G use cases discussions in standards. And so this is setting the stage then for that Release 21 work item, the global standards. So we're really excited to see that 6G really has that global momentum. Every different country looking at 6G, understanding what it means, but then also making sure we're putting it together in a coherent fabric so you have the scale. And so at Qualcomm, we're driving hard. We'll be demonstrating 6G in 2028 with pre-commercial devices, and then we're driving to enable those launches in 2029 based on that global standard that's coming through in the first quarter of 29.
Yeah, we definitely checked that announcement or comment from your CEO about the Olympics in 28. So all eyes on that, I guess, in the nearish term. Let me put it another way. If you were to look 5 years out, so we're into 2031 and then 10 years out, 2036, that could be where would you, just speculate, just crystal ball gaze a little bit, where we might be in those two periods?
Yeah, so if we look at the era, say, of 2030, 2031, by then we're already using 6G devices. I think so many different smartphones in the stores will be 6G. And the reason will that be? It's because they're going to be more spectrally efficient. They're going to have that coverage and capacity. So our work with operators on these proving out these use cases is already going to be happening then. At the same time, I think all the stuff we're seeing, even in the show, new types of devices, new form factors. So Qualcomm obviously is being a big player in augmented reality, but also we see that beyond it into personal AI, whether it's connected wearables. Those devices are going to be, in some sense, a constellation of connectivity around the person. And that agentic AI is going to really change things. So in my view, by 2030, 2031, we're also going to see new types of connected devices that people are going to use naturally as part of their day life, whether they're interacting with friends and family, or whether they're at work, leveraging AI to make sure they're getting more productive themselves.
And then when we go 5 years from that, we're going right mainstream with all these from early adopters into pretty much the whole planet, right?
Absolutely, and that's the great point of the scale of the global ecosystem. So I think you really feel that energy in Barcelona, the world coming together for that connected future. We like to say that the surface area of wireless is expanding. And then also the reality of, in some sense, you can view the data center as the potential energy of AI. But it's really at the edge in all these devices that you realize the kinetic energy of AI, the energy into these new use cases. It's one of the reasons Qualcomm's so excited about sensing. Our Cristiano in his keynote yesterday also mentioned the role of sensing, integrated sensing and communication. That can make an RF map, a digital twin of the physical world. That really helps unlock new applications, whether it's safety or whether it's looking at training, whether it's looking at leveraging that data to increase productivity. So we're really excited to see the enterprises already engaging on 6G and saying, wow, this technology can be a real game changer. I want to work to better understand it. And it's one of the reasons we have so many different partnerships, so many different discussions with other companies looking at what do those 6G use cases mean to them.
Yeah, it's a great buzz and you have a great energy. John Smee at Qualcomm, thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Gabriel.